Hey everybody, I'm going to share some sad news here in the world of print on demand. There's a site called Visual, it's VSUAL, and they've been up for a couple years. I did a video about them a little while ago, and I got an email here on February the 10th that Visual is going to be shutting down. So the timeline for this is going to be basically starting March the 1st. The landing page will be taken offline. So if you've been using this website at all, March is pretty much the last month they're going to be open. As far as shutting down permanently, April the 1st is when that's going to happen. So look, I know I'm going against the YouTube grain here by giving you guys the goods in the video in the first 30 seconds, but that's my style. I really don't want to string you along. However, for the remainder of this video, I've actually got 3 tips that are warning signs that if you're spending a lot of time in a print-on-demand site, it may not be time well spent. Let's jump in. Okay, so tip number 1 is to check SEO, and what SEO stands for is search engine optimization. In other words, if you search for something, will it come back in a useful form? So let's check out Google here. I'm going to type in visual. Now I'm searching in private mode through Mozilla, and what that means is it doesn't remember my past, and so it's not going to give me views and results that are congruent with my lifestyle. So this is like a normal stranger would go in and search for this. So here is Visual, Explore and Buy Art Prints from Amazing Artists, which is kind of nice. And there's also an Instagram page here and setup. This is nice because if you search for Visual, you may not get these same results. It depends on where you are in the world. And a lot of times I've heard that people search for this company on Google and they wind up with Google saying, do you mean visual instead? Here's an example of that. It comes up with Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio. So it looks something like that. Okay, so here is the Visual website. If you've never seen it before, or if you're not familiar with these types of designs and these types of products, that's a warning sign, because chances are consumers have not seen it either. Another thing you can do is just write in Google, type in the search term. So here I've just picked something at random, funny golf framed prints. I have no idea what's going to come up. Now let's take a look at the results. Here we've got some pictures, and underneath it we've got Redbubble, Etsy, Amazon, All Posters, TeePublic, Zazzle, eBay, Displayed, and there's like nothing in terms of visual. Now this is a framed print, which is Visual's supposed specialty. So that would be a warning sign for me that I'm trying to find something, trying to search for perhaps my own design on Visual, and Google itself is not picking it up. So tip number 2 is to search successful stores. So I'm going to start with Etsy to show you a common example. So here I'm on Etsy, and I'm just going to take a look at something that's in my feed. So here is sponsored by. I don't really want the sponsored results. So I'm going to type in something. I'm going to type in funny cat SVG. So this is pretending that I don't know if Etsy is a really good marketplace or not. So I'm going to scroll on down here, and I'm going to say, okay, you got to be kidding me. I'm going to click on this. Pretty cool design. And here we've got Bee Baked Designs, 838 sales. Now it's not just this design, that would be the whole store, but this gives me a great point of reference to say, oh, okay, this store is at least making some sort of sales. It's not like 0 sales, 1 sale. So this is kind of nice. So I can scroll on down and I can see if there's any more from this shop. So I'm just going to pick this shop here. And again, I'm picking this completely at random. So this says, welcome to my store, 838 sales. And I can see here how many listings this person has. Do they have like a couple hundred? No, they've got like 40 maybe. Oh, 31. Here it is. Here, 31 designs. So like that's not a ton, and they're making some sales. So that would be very encouraging for me if I was setting up an Etsy shop from scratch. It's like, okay, there are sellers on here that are at least doing something. You can also look, I'm going to pick this other one here. Nope, not today. This person's got even more sales, 12,867 sales. But in addition to the sales, I want to scroll down and see, are there reviews? Okay, there are. There's 984 reviews. Okay, that's awesome. Is there favorites for the store? Yes, there is. It says here 416 favorites. Okay, so there's people in the world favoriting this, buying this, commenting about it, leaving reviews. This says to me you have an engaged following on Etsy. Let's jump into Visual. On the Visual homepage, again, I don't know what's going to come up. I'm going to click this painting right here, girl's face, and I'm going to pick the very top result. So this now is by Art of Vital, favorited by 3 fans. To me, that's pretty sad if you've got the top trending result on a website and you've got 3 favorites. Like, that's not great. Now, again, it's not a put down on this artist. It's a put down on the platform, because this is a great looking print. So there's something about the platform that's not connecting interested buyers with high-end sellers such as this store. I'm going to click on Art of Vital in the top left, and I'm going to see there's 68 followers. Now, again, I don't know if this shop is brand new. I don't know if they've been around for a bunch of years. So I need to make a judgment call. It's like, okay, what's the style of the art? How long have they been up, if I can see that information? And then is there any likes, follows, or any sales information? Well, that's another sort of downside of visual, is they don't really give us a lot of information. So I've got to be a bit of a detective here. There's a lot of uploads for this user. And again, I've picked this person completely at random. They got a lot of great looking paintings. So when I scroll up to the very top, all these paintings combined has resulted in 68 followers. That's not great, if I'm being perfectly honest. You'd hope that it would be a little bit more than that. So in my mind, visual has not done a great job of connecting artists with customers, or more importantly, customers with artists. Okay, so tip number 3 is to check your own store, and specifically your own store in relation to other stores. So I'm going to use Redbubble this time as an example. So Redbubble picks designs for me based on my likes, based on my recent views, that kind of thing. So I'm going to go to my shop first. So this is my Zen Watercooler shop. And look, this is a training account basically, so I don't have a lot of designs up. Although look, I need to get my butt in gear because I've got 5 designs. It's my official merch shop for the Zen Watercooler channel. And I've already got, 51 favorites, and I don't really promote this thing. I've got 25 followers. So off of 5 designs, I'm pretty happy with that. If I was a brand new, up and coming artist, I'm like, okay, I've got 5 designs. I've got 51 favorites. That's a 10-for-1 ratio. Wow, that's pretty good. So if I had like no favorites, then I need to upload way more designs. Now I need to upload way more designs anyway, but at least I can tell somebody somewhere is liking my designs. Let's go to a shop, though, that's really killing it. This is Hilda74. They have 744 designs. And I like this part here on Redbubble. They've actually showed when they've joined, which is September 2016. So this is about 7 years in. They've got 744 designs, which, to be honest, is not a lot. I've got many, many more designs on Redbubble. And again, it's not a contest, but I want to point that out, that you don't need to upload 10,000 designs to get this sort of result. These designs are high end. This is a branded store that are very similar in style, a lot of retro, a lot of travel. These are strong niches, high quality. So how many favorites off of 744 designs? Well, we go down here to the bottom and there's 149,000 favorites off of 744 designs. So look, there could be social media factors. They might have a killer Instagram page. This might secretly be Brad Pitt's store and oh my goodness, all his buddies know about it. Probably not, though. This is a person that has worked really hard, uploaded some really good designs, and as a result, the public has responded. So my point is, whether you're a brand new shop and you've got, rinky-dinky followers like I have, 51 favorited off of 5 designs, or whether you've got a beast like this, 149,000 favorites, there's always room to improve. But you want to take a look at, are you uploading hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of designs and like a year later you still have no favorites and you still have no followers? If that's the case, then there's something wrong with the platform or there's something wrong with your designs. We can see here, there's nothing wrong with these designs. These look awesome. And as a result, the public has responded appropriately. So this is a win. And this is why I think Redbubble is a win long term, because they do a good job of having people interested and showing things that are on Google search, on Instagram. They have a promotional page. They do a lot of work trying to get artists' designs in front of customers' eyeballs. Okay, so I really hope you found this video helpful. This is not just bad news, although I do want to say thank you to Visual for at least trying, and I'm sorry it didn't work out. That's unfortunate. But let this be a warning to the rest of us that if you're spending a lot of time on one platform, there's always the risk that you may not be getting the optimal return for the amount of time that you're spending on that platform. Here's another video on how you can supercharge your print-on-demand journey.